And for every person in this room who has the shepherd, you also have a shadow. So I preach tonight, I teach tonight, I teach, preach tonight, I preach, teach, preach, teach, reach, teach, preach each tonight about shadow people. People who are anointed and gifted and appointed, and they have God as their shepherd, and we admire them and we esteem them and we exalt.
All right. Hello, hello, hello. Who's in? Are we early? Yeah, I suppose a little bit. Okay. All right, we're seeing a bit of a pullback here, which yeah, probably expected here, but let's see what happens. Who have we got in this morning? This afternoon. To be fair, you could, in theory, be looking at buying the NASDAQ now off these levels, but I'm not even going to contemplate it. Under normal circumstances, potentially, yeah, but after what we've seen, no chance. We in? Yeah, yep. Right, who's in today? Let me know who's in. So yeah, definitely not even contemplating the Nasdaq. I did have some take profits set for this level. Been selling it hard today. I've only got 25% of my original position running now. So I've done a couple of add-ins, had 100 pips out of one, 40 pips out the other. I'll show you those trades. You can see the one that's still running, still 400 points up. That was the original entry here. It was based off the 15-minute chart, guys. It was, what time are we? Oh, it's going to look different because I was on TradingView. So effectively, God, it does look different on here. So effectively, we had a 180-point rally from 6 a.m. to about 7:30. And if you actually go from the lows to the highs on here, it was 200 points. And then I just saw the way the market was operating, which was like it kept trying to push up and failing. And if you just it was the hourly, sorry. You can see here, sold off, big wick up, and then sold off again, big wick up, sold off again. Underneath this hourly low, we just sold here. Stops above the highs. I had 50-point first take profit. And then obviously China announced their tariffs, and we just saw the market capitulate. I took more off at 400 points, and then some off at 700. And along the way, this is where we're at now. It's 468 points up right now, so just letting it run. Vic or Tiff? I'm not. Is it Vic or Tiff on today? Hi, darling. If it's Tiff, hi, darling. If it's Vic using Tiff's screen, hi, Vic. What that number there is that my profit. Now that's the number of pips up, so it's 472 pips. So I've only got 25% of the original position. So I started with 10 lots. I've now got 2.5. Hey Tiff, how are you, darling? You well? So yeah, just got back from the gym, guys. So literally managed to leg it through the door. So look, I'm not gonna lie. Today is all about picking the easy trade out there. If you're gonna trade currency, then you want to be looking at things like Aussie yen, Kiwi yen, CAD yen. Why? Because they're the risk currencies. They're associated to indexes. They're going to get hit the hardest. Yen is a flight to safety, so that'll be strength. So you buy the yen, you sell the Kiwi, you sell the Aussie, and you sell CAD. Find technical setups on those three markets if you want to trade currency. That's where you're looking at. If you're going to come away from currency, you trade the indexes and gold. Just sit tight. Gold has a mind of its own at the minute. Hi Anna, how are you, darling? So look, gold, as I said this morning to the members, if we're going to see the indexes sell off hard, then I think gold will follow because people will sell their physical assets to prop up any margin calls, leveraged assets that they're trading. So um, I'm not interested in it up here. Uh, if we get a close below this area, remember we've got NFP as well, so expect some kind of volatility. We'll wait to see what happens. If NFP can spike gold up into this area, I'll look to try and sell it. I've just realized I'm showing you the wrong chart. Okay, there we go. So if we can see gold spike up into this area, then I would look to short it and fade it. Okay. Question. In fact, let me just see what the delay is. I need to try and work out how long the delay is because I thought I'd changed all the latency settings. Question. In fact, let me just see what the delay is. Ooh, I need to try and work out how long the delay is because I thought I'd changed all the latency settings. Question. In fact, let me just see what the delay is. Ooh, dear
I
me,
need to try and
about
work out
18
how long the
seconds.
delay is because
Not
I thought
good.
I changed all the latency settings.
All right, we've got a delay of about 18 seconds, guys, so I need to do something here. Right, where's YouTube Studio? It's not here. Billing, settings. Right, 1 second, guys. Apologies. Uh, okay, guys, we have. Right, okay. Right, guys, just let me know if something's changed. I've changed something and I don't know. Uh, all right, let me try that. Sorry, guys, I'll be with you in a second. I'm just. Nah, it's still got a delay. Okay, I'm not quite. Okay, I'm gonna have to fix this for next week, guys. I'm sorry, I do apologize, but you're gonna have to try and bear with me. Um, hey, Sid's in the house. Right, so Sid, we are having a monster day today. I'm looking for more shorts on the NASDAQ underneath here. So the NASDAQ is my preferred chart of the day. Obviously the DAX, you can trade the DAX if you want, guys. It's personal preference which one you want to go to. Gold, set alerts down here for breakouts. But we're gonna look to milk the NASDAQ for what it's worth. It's been a very, very nice day so far. Secured over 600 points on the NASDAQ. So, yeah, we're just going to sit tight and wait. Oh, damn it. Sorry, guys. 1 second. Sorry. I just need to do something very quickly. Well, we've got the news isn't for 10 minutes. But we're going to look. NASDAQ shorts below here is what we're going to wait for. Gold, I've got my alert set for underneath here. As you can see, this little black arrow. The DAX, I think we can just sit tight for that for now. Yeah, I'm not looking to trade any currencies today. Only uh, right. Nothing's happening there. Bear with me 2 minutes, guys, while I just got to do something very, very, very quickly. There we go. Oh shit! That is why. Did that do anything? I don't know. That's why I always get. I don't know if you heard it. Uh, if you've been on your brokerage and you then on your MT4, MT5 account, and then you actually then try and press enter or a button, sometimes the damn thing will then automatically place a trade. And if you have, oh sorry, and if you then press a button by mistake, you can automatically enter yourself into a trade, which is can be a little bit of an issue. Right, so let's see what we can do here with this particular trade. Let's see if we can get a setup. So I am actually going to wait for the news to come out. So I'm going to wait for NFP to come out. We might get a bit of a rally coming into the news. Ultimately, I still think the market is going one way, which is south. Technically, if I was to just look at this, I'd look at it and say, right, what we've seen is in the market come down into a daily support area. We've taken off 75% of our position down here. We've had a bullish candle. We've had a wick down, breaking the high. We can trade up into this area. So it's very possible we can do that. It makes technical sense. I just don't really want to do that right now. It could be a great trade if you're going to take it. Good luck, guys. But I'm just going to stick with the market trend. Let's just see what's happening on some of these stocks in pre-market. So what we're seeing here with Tesla, I mean, to be fair, it's not as big a drop as I was anticipating. 5%. Nvidia, what we're seeing down here, 4%. Um, Meta, this looks about 3 or 4, 4.5. Google, 2.5. Google looks like it's the least affected of all the ones we've seen so far. Oops, wrong. Meant to hit Netflix there. See what Netflix, Microsoft, and Amazon are doing. Netflix 2.7, again not too bad. Amazon, Amazon's the biggest hit so far, 6%. Microsoft, not done that one yet. This looks substantial, but then again, it is a hefty share price. 3.5%. So biggest one out there was Amazon at 6% down on the day. So look, NASDAQ's only 2.7 on the open. We've got an hour to the open, an hour and 13 minutes. We've got NFP in between. So expect to see some volatility. What we want to do is we want to try and capture, if we're going to see a relief rally, whether that's in the NASDAQ, if we're going to see like a little bit of a relief rally, a little bit of a spike up, then resistance form, then we can continue this move back down, which is going to be my preferred way of taking a trade today. Because we've already caught the big move this morning, which was the one just underneath this 9 a.m. candle. We took half out just before this structure point, and then markets dropped. Now it's about, right, we can be selective. We've done the hard work. We've made our money for the week, the month, however heavy you've gone into this. So well done, team, for that. Aaron, I looked out earlier from my locked out, meaning you've hit targets, or cheers, Aaron, or you've hit drawdown. Sid's NFP coming. Yeah, listen, I don't think NFP is gonna have the impact that we might. Back in the day when I first got in the industry, what, 2009, 2010, literally everyone was like, "Don't trade NFP." Da 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 da. It used to be the biggest, most volatile thing there was. Shit, we've seen a lot worse since NFPs. We've gone through Eurozone crisis. We've gone through Trump and China. We've gone through wars. We've gone through COVID. You name it. I mean, literally all of those things are a big. Like CPI data for the last couple of years has definitely been more impactful than NFP. So don't worry about NFP, in my opinion. It'll have a it'll have a move at that moment in time, but no more than CPI data, and sure as hell won't be anything more than we've seen today based on tariff news. I mean, when do you see the last time Aussie moved 200 points in a day? Has got to be COVID. I don't think. I mean, let's have a look. 170. 250 on this one. November 22. Yeah, so literally as we're coming out of COVID. So there's all your. But yeah, a very rare sight, guys. So, like I said this morning to the members, and I know some of you aren't members that are in here right now. When these days come along, you just have to make the most of them and pick the easy trades. If we know that tariffs are coming out, we don't really know what's going to happen to currencies, okay? Because obviously the dollar can be a safe haven, but predominantly if indexes are going to get hit, we know that indexes are going to get hit hard. So if indexes get hit hard on that basis, then you really want to focus on those. If you're going to trade a currency based on the indexes, we know the yen is 9 times out of 10 the route to safety. Gold has been acting differently. So for me, that's the way you trade these markets. If tariffs are coming out, as sure as in fact, I can't really use that phrase online. But as sure as the Pope is Catholic, right? We know that indexes are going to drop based on tariffs. So stick to the easy trade. Wait for your setup. Wait for the price action that you're going to trade. So like this morning, I was in a coaching session yesterday. So let's start with yesterday's trade. So yesterday's trade on live stream, I traded this one here. So I sold this, stops here like this. Initial targets were here, but then I was waiting for the meltdown. Look what happened. Got triggered in, left it where it was. I got stopped out. Oh, brilliant. Well done, Aaron. Well done, mate. So, yeah, so I traded this one yesterday, got stopped out. My bias was, all my members heard me, my bias is let's sell the indexes. So I missed out on all this. But look, at the end of the day, it's what it is. I didn't find an opportunity to get into the market again, and I wasn't going to sit there all day. Maybe this was an opportunity here, but it's 8:30 at night. I'm not trading it. So then today, I was in a coaching session. I didn't like this move in here over the night, and then at 6 a.m. we had this huge 200-point move. I was like, didn't make sense to me. And then I saw these attempts for the market to push higher. I was like, right, this is my setup. So I sold underneath this low in a live coaching session with Anna. I think she's in here right now. So I sold it, and I told her, I said, look, I'm keeping my stops up here. I'm not doing anything with my stops. I'm, I'm not going to use my normal take profits. So I used a 50 pip first take profit, and then I had a 400 pip second take profit. And that is what you still see running over here. So initial entry over here, 50 pip first take profit. Stop loss is at 50 pips now. It's barely locked anything in. So it's 25%. So in theory, on the original trade, it's locked in 12.5 pips if you think of it that way, because it's 25% of the original stake. We had another trade in here. This was a very simple little market rallied. If you go down here, you see the 15-minute had a bullish candle, tried to close above, sold underneath the low, took 20, took 100, bit more out, done. This one just took 20 pips and all, sorry, 40 pips here and all done. And then the second add-in trade we got stopped here at break even. With the first trade still running from up here at 475 pips up. So literally all I've done is focus on one market, and we'll see what happens now on NFP. It's not a so So yeah, just sitting here waiting, guys, for the market to do what it needs to do, and we will look to um, take advantage of it. And by the way, guys, this is the crazy thing is I sold Dow on a swing on the daily and just got stopped out before the sell-off on Monday. Oh, gutted, mate. Um, so as I mentioned on streams with my guys the other day, I've now stopped using shore leverage funding. After I sent them the videos, they've refunded the accounts, and I'm now trying another one. So I will do my reviews on them all. So this one is called the Prop Vault. I'm going to work my way through every single prop firm there is out there and give you honest reviews once it's done. Um, like I said, shore leverage, very, very good customer service, but unfortunately, the broker they're using was horrendous. Um, so have to speak as you find, guys. Um, should have made my stop bigger. Look, I mean, shoulda, coulda, woulda. If it wasn't in your plan to make your stop bigger, then unfortunately, it's not in the plan. So you did the right thing. You know, whenever we say, "Oh, we should have made that, we should have moved our stop here, or we should have done this," well, you should have done it because now you've seen that the market has gone the way that you wanted to. Um, it's like that trade I just showed you on the NASDAQ that I did yesterday. My analysis was right. I got it, but I just got stopped out. I didn't say I should have moved my stop higher. Um, my plan wasn't that. My plan was exactly what I showed you. I got stopped out. I did the same plan for today. Um, today's paid off. Yesterday didn't. So this is 3 minutes. Right. Let's see what's gonna happen. I'm gonna bring up a uh, the, uh, right. So let's. Uh, yeah, 1 minute 30 seconds. Let's see what. Mm-mm. All right, 15 seconds, guys. Let's just. I'm going to put it on the 5 minute chart on gold. I'm not trading it, but what I want to see is a spike up into uh, where is it? Into this area here, and then if we can pop through it, I'll look to sell it. So the news is out. Not a lot's happened. What's happened to the Nasdaq? Oh, Unemployment 4.2%, expected 4.1. Non-farm payrolls 228,000, expected 140. So what we've seen there, more jobs have been created than expected. Unemployment rate has gone up. That, so kind of mixed bag. So what's going to be interesting is what type of jobs have been created. If it's low paid jobs and contract work, then expect that this is bad news because unemployment's increased. You want to see what average hourly earnings have done. Let me just see if I can find that. Forex factory. Unemployment rate up. Average hourly earnings, they're the same, 0.3. Unemployment rate, 6.7, the same. Oh, that's CAD. So average hourly earnings, 0.3. Uh, may see some, it's a complete mixed bag. I think unless the Fed come out and say something about rate cuts to try and stem the flow of the sell-off in the indexes, then I think we're going to see a market sell-off on the open. This rally, I'm just looking at the what we're on the 15. Just look, very small bodies. Market doesn't really, it's not making any commitment one way or the other. So, like I said, my technique for getting short on this market is I'm waiting for a move higher, and then I'll look to sell one of the lows. I'm only looking for shorts, NASDAQ. DAX is looking like we could move lower. It has had a pullback of around 250 points, similar to the NASDAQ. I mean, the DAX at one point was down over 1,000 points, I think, today. See what's going on Forex Live. See if there's any talk going on there that's of interest. US March non-farm payrolls. Okay, technical look. Locked and loaded for the March edition of non-farm payrolls now. Forex European China counter tariffs amplifying market rout. Well, yeah, expected. Risk of flows intensify ahead of US trading. Okay, the market moves are intense at the moment. China delivers sweeping counter tariffs against the US. It's a bit of a case of blink and you'll miss it. With price movements and effects, we're already seeing US tumble elsewhere. So not really saying anything. There's nothing that we don't already know. Okay, so I think it's a matter of let's wait for the open. How many of you are in, let's say, long-term buy BTC? Mr. Almond, 19% on the day. This man has been killing it for the last week. 12% yesterday, I think it was. Just got 25 pips on the NAS. That means you're buying it. You guys, you just can't resist from taking extra trades. Okay, I'm gonna have a look at BTC, but One thing I'm going to say about BTC and the market, those crypto markets, is if we're going to see energy prices soar, expect to see crypto sink. Crazy, Mr. Cole. Crazy. All right, where are we? BTC. Yeah, no, I get that, but I'd be very cautious with see, all I'm seeing with crypto is more downside. If you want to look at it from like uh technical charting, old school style analysis, if we've had big impulsive move up, we've had then market fail here, we've come down, we've found support, then we've tried to rally after finding support, we've failed to break new highs, we then consolidate here again, failed to push back up, and yet we break the lows, we test, we consolidate again. For me, as soon as we break through here, this is where we're going. I'm looking at 55k. But that's me. I don't like getting involved in anything out in above here, let's say. It's all a bit noisy. And if we got back above here, then I would have a different outlook on it. If we get above 90, 95, then I'm happy to trade it back up into these highs. But if you want to look at it on maybe a little bit more clearly on the weekly, I don't see it. I don't see it, Gandalf. I just see downside. I'm happy to be proven wrong. I won't be trading it long. But like I said, if we get above this area, then I'll look for something like this to trade. But look, the market's come up, it's failed, it's come up, it's failed, it's broken a new low. We are just about to do this, in my opinion, and that is where we're going. Same as I'm looking at the NASDAQ right now for another short. The, just look how clear those weekly candles are. Just look at what's happened. Huge momentum candle, down range bullish candle, up range bullish candle, up range bearish candle. Here we nearly take out the highs. Now we've taken out the lows, so we've got a down range bearish candle on the weekly. This is just turning over. So we get through that level. We get through that level. BTC's hitting the deck. Oh, gold is doing so. There's my alert. Literally, I don't know if you heard it, but right. This is potentially the floodgates about to open on gold. We're going to wait for the 15-minute to close. It's $34 down. Don't want to trade gold or the NAS. I think the NASDAQ can head down to like 16s. So the next one is 17,000. Next big one. Right. But if you look at that move that it's done. Now, again, I don't trade like this anymore, guys. But if we look what's happened. You see the market? Now we've broken that ascending trend line. So for me, there's only one thing that this market's now doing. It's correction. Cheers, Anna. Take care, darling. If you look at it on the daily, we effectively broke that trend line. Just a slight adjustment based off the daily as opposed to the weekly. Look what happened. Rejection, 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 breakthrough, retest, and off we go. So when you look at this from like old school analysis, if you start from the original swing point to there, and then if we were to start looking at every swing point, I want to see where I get confluence. Now you can see through, so I've just got to be careful, I don't want to miss. Right, we get confluence. They're just levels I've drawn in. So somewhere through where we are right now is a little bit, but I'm not seeing. Let me just change the colors. The closest that we're seeing is pretty much where we sit right now. This 50 to 38%. We might see the market rally from here and push back up, but that'd be like under normal circumstances. I don't really have faith in this kind of stuff. When we're going through the market conditions that we are, these are not normal circumstances, guys. If you go back to look what happened when the trade wars kicked off last time, which is here. You know, you see amazing drops. So don't be surprised to see huge drops coming through on these markets. You, I mean, I won't be surprised if you see something else now come out from Trump. It's like, where is the end to this? Where is the end? All right, let's have a look, see what's going back on with gold. All right, so look at that. We had the pop through the area, and it looks like it's holding. So no trade. This is just looking like a very weak retracement right now. So I won't be doing anything with this until we see the market break lower. Oh, I think I'm the only person that can get whiplash playing paddle. Oh, I mean, my neck is in all sorts of trouble. But we're sitting tight, guys. There's nothing to do. Nothing to do. We're just potentially the DAX looks quite nice on the 30. If the 30-minute closes like this, then you've got resistance formed. You've got to wait 15 minutes for it to close, though. Don't jump ahead of the gun. Now, you're looking at the 15. What do we see on the 15? The 15, we've seen support formed. So I'd want to see a 15-minute candle closure below 20,787 for a continuation of the move back down towards 20,450. Okay. I'm definitely not thinking about long trades. Oh. Let's have a look at pound yen. I know some of you are eager to look at some currencies, but look, we've done the hard job today, right? The hard job's been done. The hard job has been done. You've made your pips, you've taken the trades. Now it's a matter of being really, really selective. We've got a very small amount of the position still running, 25%. We've had a couple of additional trades in there. So we just sit tight. And this is a great way to finish the week. An absolutely great way to finish the week. And we can only, guys, just out of curiosity, if you're on social media or anything, I'd appreciate just a couple of follows, whether it's Instagram, Facebook, whatever it is. Um, just tag me on any trades you've done. So it's official trade and train. There are some scammers out there that are impersonating me. They'll do something funny. So this is official trade and train. There are some, like I say, impersonators out there that somehow manage to. Mine's a verified one as well, so it'll have blue tick. They'll rip all my posts and whatever, put it on theirs, and then they'll probably start asking you for money and saying, send me some BTC and we'll double it in a less than an hour, and you're going to be a millionaire in less than 3 hours. So if you ever get anything like that, guys, just ignore it. You know, never reach out and ask for money. All we'll do is we'll promote our services, and if you'd like to be a member, well, then that is a different matter. Hey, Scott, how are you, mate? Yeah, looking forward to maybe welcoming either yourself or Aaron into the membership at some point. It'd be great to have some familiar faces on YouTube uh, in the community, because you're definitely very similar in terms of commitment, and that's what I like. If you can commit and rock up to these shows or these live streams on a daily basis whenever I put them on, then you're committed to the cause. And anyone that's like that, we'd really relish to have you part of the community. Obviously, the guys in there right now, they're having some awesome results, and I can only take my hat off to them because I can sit here and I can do whatever, but you're on your own a lot of the time as well. The Trump market is madness. It is madness, but it's bloody brilliant. It's opportunity. Volatility is opportunity. What we have to be careful with as traders is when the volatility is bigger and wider, we have to remember that so will your risk. So maybe you have to do some adjustments in the risk that you take. Like today, my trades have been half my normal size. So, so just whenever you, whenever you're, sorry, just just completely lost track of what I was saying there because one of my members has just posted a good start to one of his funded accounts. He's just 5 wins out of 6. So well done, Chris. Scott's got a vast list. You sound like my missus, mate. Her shopping list is vast. I'll never work my way through it. I need 1,000 of these trades a year to get through them. What's everyone got planned this weekend while we're waiting for these markets to give us an opportunity? Okay, so what are you fancying, guys? Are you fancying the DAX? Are you fancying gold? Are you fancying oil? What if you were to take a trade today, where are you looking? And what's your setup going to look like? Oh, so I'm just going to have a little munch. Shooting the breeze with a beer. That sounds just lovely. I'm I'm so good at the minute. I've not had a drink in the week for 5 weeks now. On a mission. Not to get back to where I was, but just to feel really good. I'm gonna have my head switched on gear. There's no talking me out of anything. Mentally like that, I'm a bit of a beast. The problem is getting it switched on. Takes takes a bit of cranking of the gears, but once we get there, we're good. Right. Trump's just written, "My policies will never change." So I guess maybe we've got some more fun. Okay. Sorry guys, I just got to eat something. I was passing out. Okay. Potentially, potentially we'll have something setting up in about 6 minutes. Right, let's wait. Wait. Well, definitely looks like we're on to fill that wick of yesterday. If we get a top, which one do you prefer, gold short or the NASDAQ? I'm feeling NASDAQ on the basis that this has already moved and we haven't had a correction. Okay, whereas the NASDAQ's moved a lot, but we are in a correction phase at the minute. So if we just get sellers to roll over, then I think that's going to be the one to trade. Where are we? Who's that? Oh, Coin Bureau. Sitting tight, waiting for this, guys. This is a little bit like waiting for paint to dry. But when it comes, we're going to be ready and waiting for it. So do you know what we're looking for, guys? Do you know what setup we're looking for? You see how this is correcting, whereas if we look at gold, gold is just strong sell-off, which is why I'd rather sell the NASDAQ if we can get a setup. So do you know what kind of thing I'm going to look for? Ugh, what's that? Do you know what we're waiting for? What should we wait for, guys? If we want to sell this, what do we need to wait for? Think about specifics. Think about criteria. What type of trade do we want to trade? What would it look like? So that when it happens, you don't go, oh, it's dropping. I need to sell it. You want to know exactly what it's going to look like before you do it. What do you think it should look like, guys? Um, yeah. Okay, so another clear rejection. All I need is a seller candle. A seller candle to confirm it. I want to see nice seller candle, nice big black body. Then I'll look for a wick up, then I'll sell the low. Now, same with gold. If we see gold rally up into anywhere, now we've broken through support. Previous resistance is what I'm looking at. Anywhere we see anything in this vicinity, if I see a buyer candle start pulling back up, I need to see at least two buyer candles before I see a seller candle. Then I can trade a BPC back down to 3059. Just a simple set of rules, guys. Now, if you want to trade momentum entries, then look, you're just looking for a wick up here to sell the low of this candle. So 2 o'clock, we have what we got? We got 30 minutes to the US Open. So I'm going to wait for the US Open. And if nothing's happened, then I'm going to call it a day. Okay. All right, let me know if you're going to be a seller of gold underneath this low. Are you a seller of gold or are you going to sit on the sidelines? Yes, Rob, exactly that. Right, let's wait. NASDAQ. So just waiting, guys. Like I said, I'm only waiting for one trade here. If it doesn't come, it doesn't come. I'm waiting for a seller candle, then I'm waiting for a wick up, and then I'm going to sell it. Sitting patiently. We've seen the market pull back. Look at that, 400 points from the lows. So what have we seen in total today? A range of, we've seen basically a 900 point range on the NASDAQ. Where's my other? Oh, one second. Oh shit. Sorry, Spence. Sorry, pal. Sorry, I just bloody moved my seat over my dog. Sorry, mate. You shouldn't sit underneath my chair, but I do apologize. What did I roll on? Poor little man. I think I just rolled over his ear. Sorry, pal. I thought you were at my feet. So, sat here waiting. We got what, 27 minutes. If nothing happens in 27 minutes, guys, if we don't get that seller candle I'm looking for, then I'm going to call it a day and just leave the original trade to carry on running, which is 315 pips up now, but it's only 25% of the trade. We closed half out at 50, closed another bit out at 400, and closed some out at 700 points up. So it's just the waiting game. I wouldn't be surprised to see something crazy happening to the close of the market, and that could be a move to the upside, huge, and the day finished bullish, or a monster move to the downside. Yeah, Spence, come here, come here, come, come here. Come here. So, this is my little man. It's my pony. It follows me everywhere. So yeah, what should you do? Oh yeah, lovely. What are we doing? Are we selling the DAX or buying the DAX? What do you think? No, no idea. No. Ah, he's too chilled. This one just follows me everywhere. But yeah, I am just sitting on the sidelines waiting for the next opportunity. Gold. Ooh. Okay, gold. This 15-minute move up is quite interesting. Break below that low. Why is that not working? View. There we go. Oops. Allow DLL inputs. Okay. How many pips do we have to the structure low? 100. Is that right? 58. Bloody hell, it is as well. Okay, so gold, there is actually 100 pips from here, 68 down to these areas. So let's have a look. Let's see what we can do. What's happened? Okay. Okay, so I'm just gonna make a couple of amendments on magic fix lot size. 3. Okay, so go save gold. Load. Right. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna let me just adjust this a second. There we go. Let's go. Okay. So I'm gonna. That's potential, but do I want to go with NASDQ? I'm just gonna wait for this 15-minute candle to close. Sorry, pal, did that hurt? Keep shaking his head. So yeah, I'm gonna wait for this 15-minute candle to close before we do anything. So we've got 5 minutes. Four and a half minutes. Oh dear, guys, this is the painful bit, but the Nasdaq is dropping a little bit again, but not massively. I think we need to wait for the. We're gonna have to wait for the open. Like I say, I wouldn't be surprised if we see a little bit of a push initially on the open, and then 30. So now we've taken out the high of this candle here. I'm quite happy to look at potential shorts underneath the previous low. We've got 170 pips to fill that range. So let's just. I'm not placing. Okay, so these are um, uh, there we go. We can see there's 825 in closed profit already, but we've got just over 2k sat in this one. I'm gonna wait for this. Let's get one click trading off. Where's market penny? Okay, there we go. So, what's that? 70. What's the lot size? Lot size 0.1. That's not right. Okay, we need to do some adjustments here. Hold on. Okay, switch. Alright, this. So what's that? 10 lots. Yeah, it's half the size. Oh no. Okay, we'll look to fill that. We'll look for that. Just to fill that wick. I'll push it up a little bit. There we go. Alright, so we're going to sit tight and see what happens now. 17 minutes. We're either going to get a trade set up or we're not. And that means I'm not going to place gold. I'm going to cancel gold. Well, not cancel it. I'm not going to do this one. So let's go do that. So it wasn't placed. Whenever you see the lines that are solid, it's not placed. Once I place it, you'll see the dashed lines go on the chart and it'll have a so it'll be like this. You'll see the red dashed line for the stop loss and a green dashed line for the entry. So right now you can just see that if I was to place this trade, I'm going to risk $2,397 on that trade to make a potential of $2,000. Right. So we're just 15 minutes, guys. Well, 16. Now, why would I not sell this candle? What's happening with the DAX quickly? See if we're seeing some more follow through. Yeah, DAX is following through. Gold's pushing higher. The low is 79.85. 17,896. That's fine. You can see my original stop loss is still right the way up here, miles away. What are you doing? Now, scenarios here. We have a 30-minute bearish candle that during this movement doesn't actually break the low of this candle. I won't place a trade. But if we have a 30-minute bearish candle, let's say it closes somewhere down here, the next candle pushes up, then I'll happily sell the low. Okay, so two different ways we can look to sell this market. So one is if it breaks the low of this candle while this candle's live, because what's happening then is this candle will have formed what we call an outside candle. It's broken the high, tried to push to new highs, then comes down and breaks the low. So as it breaks the low, that would be the outside candle, which in theory would be a big shift in sentiment and what we've seen over the last hour and a half, 2 hours, and would look to continue and resume the direction of the trend. If that doesn't happen, what I'll look at is bearish candle close, look for the market to push higher. If it breaks the low without pushing higher, no trade. Okay, so we have to wait for either or scenario. Once we have those, then we have a trade. If not, that's it. The week is done. We enjoyed our Friday. We've had a bit of time together here on the live stream. Okay, it's not been what we anticipated. I was expecting, well, we'll see. Wait till 2:30. On the open, we'll see if there's going to be a bloodbath. In fact, while we're just waiting for the next few minutes, let me just switch screens and we'll just have a look at see what some of these stocks are doing in pre-market. Okay, so Microsoft is 2.27. Amazon was the biggest. It was around 6% when we looked at it earlier. So it's pulled back a little bit, 0.5%. Netflix was down about 2.6 if I remember rightly. So it's just under 2%. So you can see they've all pulled back slightly in pre-market trading. Tesla was around 5. Yeah, it's pulled back a bit as well, which is why we're seeing the NASDAQ reflecting that. We're seeing some of the NASDAQ losses being eroded. Will it be short-lived? Who knows? Will we get a gap down like we saw yesterday, and then a rally, and then it consolidate? We shall see. We're definitely going to get a gap down. The question is how big, and then what will happen after the gap down. We just want to see Tesla. Let's look at Meta. So Meta just did an announcement, and while I was looking, they're delaying. So that's down 3.9%. What they're delaying, something like Yama 4, whatever that is. They obviously don't feel it's right to bring it into the market at this time. Lola, have another meeting at 2:30, so I'll have to call it a day with my 1.6% today. Lovely jubbly. Well done, Lola. 1.6% today. That's awesome. I think the winner goes to Peter Almond at 19% on the day. Fabulous. I mean, that really is some sensational trading. Okay, 9 minutes, guys. 9 minutes. All right, let's go back to. So I was just saw some news pop up that just shocked me a little bit. But okay, we sit tight. 8 minutes. So come on then, guys. What are you thinking? Are we? Is the market gonna sink, or do you think we're gonna see a rally? What are we gonna see? Sink or rally? Sitting tight, guys. Sitting tight. 7 minutes. Go on then. Let me know. What do you think? Are we gonna? Is Nasdaq gonna sink, or are we gonna rally? What do you think is gonna happen on the US Open? That's where. Rob McGee rally. Oh bugger. Scott Page rally then drop off. Rally upwards before finally sinking down. Remember, it's already popped 400 points. Let's see. I'm waiting for the candle closure before I make any decisions. Uh, I'm only selling. That is for sure. Oh, oh, fucking hell. 5.5 minutes. I think I've. You're alright, Spenny. Hmm? Bless him. Here we go. Uh, 5 minutes. All right. Time is ticking by so slowly while we wait for this. Right now, while we're waiting for this, all my members are having a chat about. Well, they're sharing their profits and they're talking about which is the best trade management software to use, whether it's Magic Keys, whether it's Trade Assistant, or whether it's Dane Trades. All good, all good stuff. Can't go wrong with any of them. 3 minutes to go. Here we go. They're talking about more tariffs coming in now from Trump. Here we go. Donald Trump's just posted, China played it wrong. They panicked. The one thing they cannot afford to do. Oh, here we go. More tariffs. Donald, Donald, Donald Trump, uh, the real Donald Trump, 42 seconds ago, has just posted, China played it wrong. They panicked. The one thing they cannot afford to do. Okay, let's see what happens. Invest soft. I don't know that one, Lola. Oh, what just happened there to Meta? Did that drop more? I think it did. We are. Okay, couple of minutes, guys, or 1.5 minutes. Um, what's the distance? 60 pips. Okay, if we have bearish candle closure in the next, don't do this. If it closes bullish, no option, no setup. We have 50 seconds left. Has to close bearish. Then I have to see the next candle wick higher. And 20 seconds to go, guys. And okay, there we go. Let's place that order. So 17,954.50. We're looking for entry. So they've just another post has just come up. China has three options: concede defeat to whatever terms Trump demands. Two, devalue the yuan by 20 to 40%. Or three, unleash biggest fiscal stimulus in its history, talking $2 to $3 trillion, which will push its debt off the chart. Interesting. All right, let's see what happens. So I'm gonna bring this one down because we'll see what's gonna happen. Again, I'll do something similar. I'll take 75% of the trade off. If we start to move, yeah, I'll keep this one in and around this wick area here. Okay, so Tesla's rallying on the open. It opened at 255 and it's up $5. Meta's rallying on the open. Amazon's rallying on the open. Netflix is rallying on the open. Google's rallying on the open. Nvidia is down on the open. So it's gapped down and now it's pushing down quite hard. Okay. Partial TPs. Let's put these in. The hell? That doesn't look right. That really isn't right. Okay, I'm gonna have to do it myself. Ah, multiple trades, that's why. So if we trigger, all right, okay, market execution. Let's get to 5. Okay, so I see 20 points. I'm gonna close half off. Got nearly close. Okay. I don't know if it got there or not, but that's the problem when you got two trades with magic keys. It won't allow you to use partial TPs on both. Nvidia is still dropping. Let's see what. Is there any more press releases? Nothing yet. Okay, so keeps floating with around 10 points. There's 13. We're going to get the big drop in a second. 11, 12. Now I'm having to do this one manually because I've already got an original trade running. So there's 10. There's the, oh, so I missed a couple of pips there. So I'm not going to bring my stop down to entry yet, but I'm just going to bring it here. I think I got about, all right, there's 30 pips. I'll take another half off at 50. Now, the reason I'm taking more off on the, I've just thought, is that taking it off on both bloody trades? Did I press? No, I need to do it again on, I need to do it manually. So we've got 5 left. So I need to do 2.5. So remember guys, all we've done is we've done the same setup each time. Just wait patiently. There's 40. So our eyes just went funny then, staring at these numbers flickering around. There we go. Right. Okay, so 50 pips, stop at break even. Let me know if you got your 50 pips, guys. Nvidia's sinking. So again, I've left 25% of the original position on this. I've been more aggressive with this because we're a lot later in the move, okay? So what I mean by that is the first trade is what? 460 points up. So I want to take money off the table as quickly as possible. Okay, so there, we're out at break even. Is that something that I'm upset about? No, because look, if the hourly closes bearish like this, I will potentially look at selling the hourly again. But look, money's done for today. Well done, guys. Um, yeah. So look, what I'm gonna do now with this one is I'm gonna bring that stop back to here because I'm not gonna manage it now today. So this, I'm just looking in what about $700 on that. There's, that's 25% of the original position running. So that's locked in now. Can't do anything there. Um, so yeah, cracking day. Well done, team. Oh, I'm leaving that to run. Nvidia's sinking. Nvidia's absolutely sinking. Um, I think we're going to see more to go. If we get an hourly bearish close and it's not too crazy, I'll uh, I'll take another trade. Nvidia's just dropping, absolutely dropping. Thanks, Scott. Cheers, buddy. Well done. Well done, team. Have a fantastic weekend. I'm going to do one now. Lovely to finish on. Nice little winning trade there, 50 pips. If you did left stops were obviously you'd be up maybe about 70, 80 pips. But like I said, I had a plan for this one because it was my fourth trade of the day on the NASDAQ. And again, at lower prices. So I want to be more aggressive with this. Where my original trade up here, now I've brought my stop down above this high. I'm just going to let this one run. I don't care what happens now. We've locked in money. We've scaled out 3 times. So it's all very, very nice. All right, guys. Lovely weekend. I'll catch you all Monday. Thanks, guys. Bye.